8 touchdown picks of plus 200 odds or longer. Yeah, that's how many we cashed in last week's video. In today's video, I've got 1 touchdown pick favorite for every game and 1 or 2 long touchdown plays in every game as well because, hey, we're all degenerates together and we love betting on touchdowns. There's no time to waste. Let's get to it. Today, I'll be using NoVig to go and look through every single game. We'll also use Underdog at times. And before we begin, remember, I'll be over here sometimes looking at that screen. And other times, I'll be down here in the corner looking up at the screen. But mostly, you're going to see me like this. All right, I'm done fooling around with the cameras. Let's get to it. The first game we're going to start with is going to be the Panthers and Jets. But donuts, the Rams game is in London at 9:30. I don't know why I gave you such a whiny voice, but I digress. At 9 a.m. Sunday morning, I'm doing my weekly live show. Every Monday, Thursday, Sunday, NFL games are played. I go live at 9 a.m. Because we have London at 9:30, that entire 30 minutes is just going to be talking about picks, touchdowns, ladders, and parlays. We're going to do it live on the show. Come back 9 a.m. Eastern. First up, Panthers, Jets. Are there any touchdowns for us? 41.5 point total. I'm going to give you a favorite and a long shot. Some of these games will get a lot of attention. Others we'll kind of breeze through. This honestly might be one of the hardest on the entire slate. Who the heck do you even want to bet on here? McMillan scored twice last week. I talked about him in the show too. Plus 176. I could go back to the well there. The Jets are not good. The issue here is Rico Dowdle, local all-world. 230 plus total yards back-to-back weeks. And now Chuba Hubbard is back at plus 182. I've got a feeling that Rico Dowdle potentially takes over a lot more work share in between the 20s, and then Chuba Hubbard becomes the red zone option. Purely conjecture. I have no clue, no coaches. Nobody has said this. Just thinking through the process, and at plus 182, that's not a bad play when the Jets have given up so many rushing touchdowns this season. Garrett Wilson is doubtful, otherwise he would have made this list. I can't take anybody from the Jets. Sorry, Breece Hall. He has a plus 100 as a starting running back, for what that's worth. I think this game, 2 long shots. It's going to be Dowdle plus 132. Hear me out. Chuba Hubbard plus 182. Let me tell you why. For the Thursday night football game, I told everybody the best 2 targets would be Metcalf and Chase. Don't overthink it. They were both plus 150 and plus 155. I said if you put a unit down on both players and only one of them scores, you walked away with a minimum of a half unit profit. If they both scored, well, then you're walking away and your pockets are overflowing with cash. You could do something similar in this first game with 2 longer plays, a plus 130 and a plus 180. If one of them scores, if Chuba Hubbard scores and Rico Dowdle does not, you are walking away with 0.8 units profit. Now, if Dowdle scores and Chuba does not, you're walking away with 0.3 units profit. If they both score, again, flush pockets. Now, some of you might be sitting there saying, well, if Dowdle scored, it's only 0.3 units. My reply to you, you can't go broke making a profit. Do what you like with this info. Next up, let's talk about the Raiders and the Chiefs. For whatever worth, they still continue to disrespect Patrick Mahomes, and we still continue to play it. He has scored in 4 of 6 games. I don't fully comprehend it, but I'm going to continue to hammer it. We've cashed it in 4 of 6 games. We've literally played it every week. I continue to say it, and maybe this week it's a little different with Rashee Rice being back, another solid red zone option. But he hasn't really had them so far. Xavier Worthy is a gadget player to get in there, has to score from long. Travis Kelce gets a lot of attention because no one else can catch him or get open inside the red zone. Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco ain't cutting it behind that offensive line. Patrick Mahomes continues to tuck it and run it because no one can get open inside the 10. Rinse and repeat. Maybe things change this week with Rashee Rice back in the lineup. Maybe they don't. I'm willing to put down some money on a plus 307 in the hopes that nothing has changed. If you want to do it with me or you want to use NoVig, I don't blame you. They have the best odds for so many things. You can use code DONUTS, DONUTS. You get an industry best. Nice little promo. Who else we got in this game? Well, I think there's some other targets, and I'm going to name them right now. Rashee Rice. I think that they're going to get him going. I talked about this in the Friday 1 player prop pick per game. And I said Rashee Rice, maybe first quarter receiving yards. I think it was over 8.5, something like that. On Underdog. It was a very nice play. I think they come out and they're like, hey, Rashee Rice, we need you. We're going to make sure you're back in this offense and you're feeling comfortable and Patrick Mahomes is happy and he's going to feed you the football. This could extend into the red zone. Rashee Rice has shown the propensity to score some tutties. He's pretty good inside the 10. He's got great body control. He's a bigger wide receiver. I think he could do what Tyquan Thornton was doing for them for the past few weeks. I've given them that red zone presence. I don't mind it at plus 135. All right, the next one, Miami and Cleveland. The total has dipped all the way down to 36.5 due to the weather reports. and they look nasty. And this game looks kind of like a gross one to bet on. Really, it's just the running backs are bust for me. I don't expect any passing touchdowns in this game. You could probably run unders on every single passing prop and be in a better spot than you would betting on touchdowns. I'm just telling you that right now. It's supposed to be 40, 50 mile per hour winds, gust over 60, 70 miles per hour, and raining throughout. Now, can things change since I saw that report on Friday morning or Thursday afternoon, whenever it was? Yeah, absolutely. The weather changes. Do your due diligence. Research this how you'd like. Here's my angle. The Miami Dolphins are giving up 1 million rushing yards per game. That's the actual stat, or so they say. They're bad. Their defense is really bad. Quinshon Judkins, the only favorite I have selected so far through 3 games that wasn't a plus odds play. That's how you make money betting on touchdowns. You ain't going to make too much betting on a bunch of minus 150s. That's the truth. It's a volatile market. You got to embrace the volatility. Now, if you're going for a longer odds play, listen, I don't like it, but I got to pick it. Sure, Achane at plus 116 is a fine option. He has scored in all but 3 games with Tua under center over the last 20, I think it was, or 18, something like that. It's a big number. I've lost track at this point. When Tua's under center, he continues to score, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Best part about through the air is it's a short pass. They ain't targeting him 30 yards down the field like Jalen Waddle. It's out of the backfield or a design screen or something, and he just makes plays. He's so fast. Now, the other one, this is the longer play. It's big body Darren Waller, who clearly has turned back the clock and looks totally fine at age 33 at this point, I believe. Reminding people why he used to be a tight end that was considered one of the best in the NFL at one point in his career, and then he went to the Giants. And why I will take a passing prop per se. This is a receiving prop. Essentially, he ain't getting a handoff. I guess he could. Tush push? Could they do that with him? Maybe. But what I like is it's a short pass. It's a, second and goal at the 2-yard line, and they do some type of play action. He drags across the goal line in front of the linebackers, and they throw him the ball, and he catches it. Or they throw it back of the end zone or corner route or something, sort of pylon. Big body inside the red zone, inside the 5, short pass. That's the only way I think anybody is going to score unless they catch it and run it 50 yards. There's better games to bet on. This is a 36.5 point total. Don't spend too much time here. Next up, let's talk Patriots and Titans. 42.5 point total. There's a lot of games on this slate that are actually phenomenal for betting on touchdowns. This is another one that kind of stinks. Listen, the first handful of these games, the 1 o'clock slate, just not that delectable when you're looking for tutties. Don't overextend yourself. Some of these games are terrible. I'm telling you right now. Hunter Henry plus 200 continues to be targeted inside the red zone. Got tackled at the 1-yard line. Just missed out. That's 2 times in the last 3 games he's been tackled inside the 5. I don't mind him at plus 200. I continue to want nothing to do with either running back inside the red zone. They're just not that good right now. Way too many mistakes. They fumble the football. Drake May, I suppose, down there at plus 307 could scramble one in. But honestly, for me, it's just Hunter Henry. Hopefully he catches it. Moving on next game. There's better ones to talk about. Let's not waste our time. By the way, if I'm not wasting your time and you're enjoying today's show, could you help me? On your cell phone, there's a hype button. Use your daily hype points on my videos. It's a great way to support. I'm here 7 days a week for you, Monday through Sunday. The Wednesday, Friday, Saturday videos are game by game picks videos as well. You get so much here. Just hype the video, like, subscribe. Come here 7 days a week. I'll be here for you. Let's just get some of these crummy ones out of the way. Saints and Bears, a shocking 46.5 point total. I never would have imagined having a total that high between these two teams, but here we are. Odunze robbed last week. Ticky-tack foul. That should have been a touchdown. Plus 108. Probably my favorite for the shorter odds here. Longer odds, hey, Taysom Hill plus 253. Chris Olave plus 229. These are interesting spots. To be honest, though, they all kind of stink. Olave has 1 receiving touchdown. Taysom Hill, 21% snap rate last week, 1 carry, scored a touchdown. I'm going to take him plus 253. They might use him out of the backfield. Who the heck knows what they do? Plus 253. I can sprinkle a little love on that. If DeAndre Swift misses this game, I think Caleb Williams is probably the best longer odd play in this game. Kamara, still only 1 touchdown on the season. This team's just not good. It's really why I just don't like either of these. They're just the better play for the Saints. But honestly, best one right here. Maybe even out of the whole game. Caleb Williams plus 220. And honestly, you don't need me to tell you why Rome Odunze has just been a great red zone target. Should have had a touchdown in all 5 games this season. Was robbed by the referees from his touchdown catch last week against the Commanders. So I don't mind going back to the well at a plus 108. This kid has a nose for the end zone. All right, we can finally get to some games with some marquee names. We got the Eagles and the Vikings. What's just crazy to me is that Saints game and the Bears game, 46.5-point total, and then the Eagles Vikings 43.5. What a state of affairs the Eagles offense is in, where their totals in their games are now at 43.5. There are a big slate of names for this game to talk about for the touchdowns. Let me pop it full screen for you so I'm not in your way or distraction because, oh my goodness, I'm handsome. Listen, whether or not the team fixes itself this week, I do not care. I do not mind taking Jalen at plus 102. Most touchdowns by a quarterback through his first 5 seasons in the NFL, 55 coming into this year. I don't know if Saquon's going to get enough opportunities down inside the red zone right now. His team's kind of broken. That being said, he's scored in 4 of 5 games, 4 of 6. And these are players you were paying a minus 170, minus 150 for to start the season. Jalen did score last week. Just think he has a better chance. Give me the plus 102. Best long odds play in this game. I'm not overthinking it. Dallas Goedert. What's been crazy to me is how many times they're doing the same exact play and it's working. It's just because the tush push is such a threat. They've been lining up in this kind of mock tush push formation that's made the defense kind of confused. And then Jalen looks like he's going to do the tush push, a little QB sneak maybe. And then he just like underhand shovel passes it. Not even like an actual shovel. He like underhand passes it to Goddard, scored in 4 straight games. I am fine betting on it once again. And if he doesn't do it, and Jalen Hurts is the reason why Goddard doesn't score, well then, hey, it makes all the sense in the world, doesn't it? It's either Hurts or Goddard when they line up in that formation. Good luck figuring it out. Hard for me to bet on Justin Jefferson at plus 139, no matter how amazing he is. The entire defense continues to take him out of the game plan inside the red zone. Jordan Addison scored last week in his second game back with the Vikings. He did decent last season, scored 7 different times, in 7 different games. And yeah, I don't mind a plus 225 if Justin Jefferson schemed out and inside the red zone. If he's not catching an 87-yarder or something. I think Addison is another player, by the way, who could house it off any given touch. He's a very explosive wide receiver. So plus 225. The longer I touch this, I'm telling you, scared money don't make money. You got to bet uncomfortably to make a little cash when it comes to touchdown picks. You don't make a ton betting on those minus 130s, minus 150s. It's a hard thing to accept because they're virtually all uncomfortable plays. Doesn't mean they're not good. All right, Colts and Chargers, 48.5-point total on what could be the game of the week. Who knows? This one could be very surprising, down to the wire. I think there's some interesting spots to bet on here. And yeah, I said potentially game of the week, knowing we've got other games with over 50-point totals still on hand. So we'll get to those. Tyler Warren, plus 149, continues to score touchdowns. Kamani Vidal had 6 red zone carries last week and scored a touchdown. Nothing wrong with a plus 113. Jonathan Taylor, again, do you need me to tell you that Jonathan Taylor is a good touchdown pick for the week? Is that what you need from me? Did you tune into this video for me to say, hey, a guy at minus 175 is a good touchdown bet or has a good chance to score? Of course he does. That is baked into the odds. That is why he is a minus 175. You don't need that from me. Yes, he belongs on your short list. He averages 5 red zone carries per game. He's got 8 touchdowns on the season. He's a fine option, but you got to parlay him with somebody. Ain't touching a minus 175 as a straight pick. I think where it gets tricky, and I've talked about this a few times, Daniel Jones scored again last week. I don't mind sprinkling him in there as a plus 282. He scored in 3 of the 6 games. He's got some wheels. He can tuck it and run it and score from 20 yards out. He's done it before, and he'll do it again. Danny Dimes has got touchdown legs. What a weird phrase. I don't know why you all watch me still. Now, how do we figure out what to do with all these players? So I had Nye Mitchell, poor guy. Keenan Allen, plus 211. Quentin Johnson, 175. And Ladd McConkey, 169. Very good odds for all 3. And honestly, priced accordingly. You never know who's going to score. They all have decent upside. Quentin Johnson has scored in 3 of the 5 games. Ladd McConkey has scored in 2 games in a row. It looks like he's turned a corner here, maybe becoming that red zone option like he was last year to close out, the preferred target. He had 9 targets, really good game last game. He's had 2 and 3 red zone targets in back-to-back games. So he's probably my favorite of the trio, but honestly, you could easily talk me into running out Keenan Allen at plus 211. I mean, he scored the first 3 games of the year. He had 2 red zone targets in both the last 2 games. There are so many options here that I think are pretty decent that it's going to be one of those things where it's like, you got to just plant your flag. How are you going to choose all these players? They all look pretty darn good, man. And that's why I think this could be the game of the week. I think there's so many really solid individual players here. And I look at the way these two teams run their offenses. I can see Jonathan Taylor moving the football up and down the field in this one against the Chargers. And then on the flip side, the Colts are missing all of their defensive backs. And I could see Justin Herbert slinging the football left and right all day, and multiple wide receivers here, potentially all 3 having very good stat lines in some way, shape, or form. Maybe Ladd McConkey is the red zone guy. Maybe Keenan Allen picks up 6-7 catches. Quentin has a couple deep throws. He ends up with 90 yards received. Like, they can all do well at something, or potentially multiple things. I think this is going to be a great game for TV, and I really, really hope it comes to fruition. All right, we moved into the 4 o'clock slate. There's some good ones here. We got Dallas, Washington, Green Bay, Arizona, Giants, and Denver. Maybe good. But then, man, oh man, we've got another 3 primetime games, some very good-looking ones. Atlanta, San Fran, Tampa, Detroit, and Houston and Seattle. A lot of players we could identify there. Really quick, let me just say this. I'm on a beautiful 6-1 VIP run. The combination of my picks and my betting models have profited in 5 of 6 weeks, and again, have already started off with a big old W on Thursday Night Football. Cashed out T. Higgins over 46.5 receiving yards in the first half. It was easy money. We love those kinds. Currently, I've posted 3 VIP picks, and there are 9 official model picks for the week. That's 12 total. I have more VIP picks on the way from me, including my all-day parlay of the week. And of course, inside Discord, you'll get dozens of my staff picks for the week. Whether it's straight picks, parlays, it's all covered in there. I mean, hey, your betting edge inside our Discord channels, cashed out a plus 2,800, plus 1,000, and a plus 700 in 3 weeks. Just insane. He's up 39 units of profit inside his channel through 3 weeks. 39 units. Every parlay, 1 unit each. Anyways, VIP link, first link down below in the description. If you want it, it's there. Back to the final 5 games. 6? I don't know. Let's get to it. Giants, Broncos. Let's burn through this one because there's better ones on hand. Don't make me do it. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to. J.K. Dobbins. Oh, man, there, I said it out loud. I like going back to the well when players burn you. You liked them for a reason, and then variants hit. Yeah, it's a volatile market. At plus 100, I do not mind it. Cam Scatable, plus 108, also interesting. But let's live dangerously, baby. Cortland Sutton, plus 153. 1 catch for 17 yards last week. And Jackson Dart, plus 342. What are we doing? Kids got wheels. And I feel good enough about those ones to just move on. We got some better games. Let's get to them. Oh, I didn't realize the Colts and Chargers was a 4 o'clock game. So I guess that's already been talking about the 4 o'clocks. Commanders, Cowboys. I already talked about it. 54.5 point total. My goodness. This is like this 4 o'clock slate's going to be so fun to watch. I can't wait to have these games on. Commanders and Cowboys, divisional game. 2 teams that can put up some points. We don't entirely know who's going to be active for Jaden Daniels, Debo, and his heel. Is Terry McLaurin and that thigh muscle going to be active? He got downgraded last practice. There's a good chance he's out. Chris Moore scored randomly last week. Luke McCaffrey, all these guys, just random touchdowns. Jalen Lane has already scored 1. Zach Ertz, plus 190. I touched on last week. He scored for us. Think he's another fine option. Nice longer odds pick. Here's where it gets tough, man. What are we doing here? How are you deciding who to bet on for Pickens, for Lamb? Jaden Daniels can run one in, even though he hasn't been. I mean, CD through the first 2 games had not scored. George Pickens is on a big touchdown streak. Jake Ferguson, in CD Lamb's absence, does not currently have any odds on Novig, but he's about a plus 160. That's a really good play, I think. It's just, where do you end up? Honestly, I'm not interested in these 2 plays, although I think, they both could easily walk away with touchdowns. But again, minus 157s, they don't move the needle for me. This is a really tough one to pick. And as much as I liked all the different plays inside the Colts and Chargers game, I thought there were so many opportunities there. There's so many opportunities here as well, but the odds just aren't as good. I mean, think about it this way. Pickens and CeeDee Lamb at plus 124, Pickens at plus 151, and then Jake Ferguson plus 160. How do you decipher who has more red zone equity, touchdown equity in that game? I don't think you really can. I choose CeeDee Lamb because he hasn't scored in the first 2 weeks. They said he might have been able to suit up in weeks 5, I believe they had said, if they had needed him. That might have been just coach speak. I think CD gets in the end zone. I think Dak feeds him. Plus 124. He'll be my choice. But again, CD, Pickens, Jake Ferguson. I don't know how you choose, but the odds at plus 120, plus 150, plus 160 are not as good as Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnson, and Keenan Allen at plus 170, plus 180, and plus 211. Good luck with it. Let's keep going, my friends. We got another interesting one, I should say. Packers, good luck. I mean, honestly, good luck here. Packers should win this game. Josh Jacobs, do you need me to tell you that he has a high probability of scoring? No, you don't. You don't need me to tell you this. It's hard to know what's going on with Kyler Murray. Pretty vague reports on him. I think he's really going to be a game time decision. I continue to talk about him, and he continues to score touchdowns. Tucker Kraft does not have odds for a touchdown yet, but you can get him around a plus 150 to plus 160 most books right now. And if anybody's going to vulture a touchdown inside the 5, inside the 10 from Josh Jacobs, it's going to be the tight end. We cashed on a Tucker Kraft touchdown last week. Very long odds, as usual. All right, 3 primetime games. Falcons, 49ers, 47.5 point total, 2.5 point spread. 49ers at home, walking wounded, favored against the team that just beat the Bills. Few players we could talk about for touchdowns in this one. There's a bunch to talk about for Monday Night Football. So I'm telling you right now, before I get to the Monday games, I don't want to lose your interest. Come back Monday morning, 9 a.m. That's right. Sunday morning and Monday morning, 9 a.m. live shows, very degenerate live shows. Ladder bets, parlays, long odds plays. We cover it all. It's a lot of fun. Got to come back for those. So subscribe, turn your noties on. I'll be here for you 7 days a week. I am here on YouTube. CMC minus 165 and Bijan Robinson minus 161. Of course, they're fine options. They continue to score. Lots of red zone targets. The best part is they can score on the ground and run it in. Fantastic. Great. Yes. Here's what I love. George Kittle, baby. That's right. Continues to be one of the best tight ends in the NFL, regardless of who's in there at quarterback. We've seen it year in and year out. Through injuries around him, he's a stable piece. Massive upside. Looks like he should play this week. And then bang, Tyler Algier continues to score touchdowns. Looks a little faster this year, known as a power back, but he's looking quick. 2 long odd plays here. Of course, you know, you didn't need me to tell you CMC and Bijan are fine. And if you're starting to catch this theme here, those really heavy favorites to score a touchdown, high implied probabilities, the minus 160s, the minus 200s. I like taking the tight ends. Tyler Warren, right? He could vulture, per se, a touchdown from Jonathan Taylor. Tucker Kraft could vulture from Jacobs. Ertz from Ja'Cory Krasky-Merritt. Dallas Goedert, another plus 250. Again, like, these tight ends score touchdowns, and when they do, it's usually short ones, and the running backs don't. Nothing changes here. I mean, Algier is the backup running back. Continues to get 10-plus carries. Gets red zone rushes. He could vulture from Bijan. George Kittle, a tight end, big body, athletic. Could vulture from CMC. Anyway, you do what you want with the info. Again, this video is simply just to be entertaining, insightful, and informative. Ultimately, you're the one putting down money. Now, in this game, Jahmyr Gibbs, minus 187. Yikes. The odds just keep getting worse and worse every week. David Montgomery, minus 125. Good luck there. Rashad White has scored in back-to-back weeks. Still no Bucky Irving. Mike Evans, welcome back to the lineup, plus 115. So it looks like we potentially going to get back Mike Evans this week. Well, we just lost Emeka Egbuka. It's unfortunate for Baker Mayfield. His 12 touchdowns on the year, just 1 pick. He's literally barely had these 2 guys in the field. And then Chris Godwin just can't get healthy or stay healthy. How good would his season be if all 3 were healthy the entire time? My goodness. At some point in time, I expect him to get everybody back all at once, but who the heck knows? This feels like a game where JMO at plus 172 is just a fantastic play. I think Samuel Laporta Jr. is around a minus 155, minus 160 on DK. I mean, I always talk about it. Just did. Those red zone vultures. Laporta has scored in back-to-back weeks. Coincidentally, Montgomery did not score last week. And guess what? Neither did Jahmyr Gibbs, but Laporta did. Yes, I love Jahmyr Gibbs to score this week, but he's a minus 187. On the other side, give me Mike Evans. The return. Plenty of upside in the red zone. Don't mind it. All right, yes, I am kind of breezing through these because it's so far away, and I'm going to be here Monday morning, 9 a.m., so you'll get more. Zach Charbonnet going back to the well, plus 143. Guess what? I've been saying it for weeks. He is the red zone running back for the Seahawks. Last week did not score, but he had 6 red zone carries. Most running backs with that many opportunities inside the 20, they will score a touchdown sooner or later. Now, the other part of this is the Texans are a pretty good team defensively, only giving up a little over 12 points per game. Now, they've had a few patty cake matchups, but they've also had a couple tough ones. This defense continues to show up. That being said, Seahawks offense continues to pour on points. Sam Darnold making Minnesota look silly, letting that man go. JSN loves him. He loves JSN. A lot of favorites there at plus 128 for this game being the high-end plays. A lot of love there between Darnold and JSN. But for me, I can't go there. He's got to score from so far away most of the time to score. Give me Charbonnet at plus 143. And AJ Barner, I'm not entirely... Listen, there's no odds here so far. No one's made a line. You could make it if you'd like. Over plus 300, literally plus 360 in some places. Yeah, I don't mind that for a longer odds play this week. On the Houston side, I mean, good luck. It's probably just going to be Nico at plus 149. Best red zone equity on the team, so Nico it is for them. Now, I talked about underdog. Let's look at it really fast. Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't mind this one. Listen, we're getting basically a 1x multiplier. Quinshon Judkins should get a ton of opportunities in this game. Javonte Williams, another fine option. Guy who just, scores most of his touchdowns. He's got a bunch of them on the ground. Kyron Williams. These are all interesting plays to me. I think there's a lot of different ways you could go over there. Not a ton of the combo rush and receiving touchdowns right now. Jalen Hurts, essentially this is a rushing as well, unless he catches one, who knows? So there's 5 quick ones for underdog. Listen, it's a fun market. You got to be careful. You can use code donuts on both Novig and underdog if you'd like. You get an industry best promo using my code donuts. And ultimately, I'm just happy you're here watching to the end of this video. Thank you for your support. If you could like it, hype it, hit that hype button on mobile if you have it. Subscribe to the channel, my friends. I'm here Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. Grab that VIP link down below. Profit in 5 of 6 weeks. And I profited on Thursday Night Football. Great start to the week 7. I'll see you Sunday and Monday morning at 9 a.m., my friends. Let's get paid.